Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Forgotten Vehicles. As always, let's start off with the Easter eggs of the last episode. First Easter egg is of course the route I'm taking for Trent setting, which is a race that was locked to muscles when it was first released with the I'm Not a Hipster update, which is of course also the update where the blade was released in. Second Easter egg can be found as I'm driving over the highway, and you can see Lester in a questionable position right there. There were one or two people that actually spotted that, so a good eye on those guys. And then the third one is Lester creeping in these bushes right here, but I have to apologize for that one because as it turns out, as I was editing this, it was very clear to me to see, but as I looked in the YouTube video, it was very difficult to spot because YouTube compressed the video in such a way that it got a lot more blurry than it needed to be. So I do apologize for that. I will take that into account for future Easter eggs, so again, apologies for that. But let's quickly move on to today's episode, where there will not be hiding anyone in any bushes or whatever, so you don't have to worry about that. Today's episode will feature a total of 3 Easter eggs again, so if you can spot them all, then make sure to post them in the comment section down below in order to win yourself a Twitch subscription. First one to get it wins, so good luck out there, and let's dive in today's episode. Because today's episode is about the Banshee and the Banshee 900R, and obviously I decided to throw them in one episode because they're basically the same vehicle but slightly different. Starting off with the Banshee, which was of course released with the launch of the game and GTA Online itself as well on October 1st, 2013. The Banshee is of course an iconic vehicle throughout the entirety of the GTA franchise, going back all the way to GTA 3, having different variations in the franchise, and of course GTA 5 was no difference to that. The GTA 5 version of the Banshee is much closer to the San Andreas version than it is to the GTA 3, and especially the Vice City version is completely different than what you're seeing on your screen right now. One of the more unique things about the Banshee though is the mid-drive speed boost. Some of you might be familiar with that, others might not be, but from what I know is that the way it works, before you shift into second gear, you make a little bit of a sound which goes like this, which results into a pretty significant speed boost coming out of a corner or whatever. It's one of those things that can give you a pretty big advantage if you're racing against people who don't know how to do it. Nowadays though, you're better off keeping it in your garage because it is definitely not going to win any races against a Pariah, for example. However, it still holds true to be an iconic vehicle within the franchise and definitely should be getting some more love than it has been getting over the past few years and months. It did get some extra love though in the January 16th update with the release of the Banshee 900R. The way you could access this vehicle is by going to Benny's and then upgrading it to the Banshee 900R for $565,000. It was pretty much the start of what was a string of vehicles where people kind of wondered why they were getting a Benny's upgrade, but not too much later we got Lowriders Part 2 with even more vehicles getting upgrades to Benny's, and after that we never really saw anything anymore from Benny's. Whether this is a good or bad thing, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide, but when the Banshee 900R first released, it was actually the fastest car in the game. So it had something going for it, but around the track it was seen as one of the worst cars you could drive in. Another thing that people found very strange and interesting is how it was set to the superclass as soon as you upgraded from the Banshee. The reasoning behind it was never really known, but what the Banshee 900R did have going for it is the vast amount of customization you could do with it. Even outside of Benny's, there was a whole lot of stuff you could add to it, which made it all the more interesting for those people out there who like to pimp their car, I guess, a bit more interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have access to Benny's inside of my PC mods. I'll try to figure that out at some point to implement those things in there too, but in Los Santos Customs alone, there was already a whole lot of stuff you could add. Unlike the original Banshee where the customization wasn't too vast, but obviously that's on par with the other launch vehicles as well, so we shouldn't be too surprised about that. But anyway, let me know all your thoughts and memories with the Banshee and the Banshee 900R. Were you like me and did you purchase the Banshee 900R multiple times thinking, oh, it'd be a fun car to drive, and then end up thinking, why did I buy this thing? It's not really that great, but only in a straight line. Let me know in those comments down below. And with all that said and done, thank you so very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.
Ooh, a like on this video or I cut your arm off with a spoon or a fork.